say your last prayers and hope that's not your last prayer. That's just where I was. I mean, I had no control. As I'm coming to the foot of the hill, there's a building in front of me. There's a restaurant full of people to my left, and there's a gas station to my right. If I hit this building with the restaurant, I'm going to kill a bunch of people. If I hit the gas station, I'm going to blow up. I couldn't stop, so it was just a lot of fast thinking and hoping that I got out of there.
Welcome to Six Figure Trucker, the podcast where we share advice on how to be successful in trucking and have fun while doing so. We'll share stories, news, and advice on how to earn six figures in trucking, and we'll speak to guys and gals that are already doing so. Let's get to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And if you guys join us, you know that this is a format, this is a space where we elevate and celebrate the drivers that make our company what it is. They make America go round and round. And, you know, so many times you see these guys and these girls on the road, but there's so much more to them than what they're doing on the road. And we like to explore that space beyond what they're doing on the road, plus what they're doing on the road, which is so important to the economy and to the substance of this country and our company, Norton Transport. And we got a very special guest for you this week, Kendrick Jackson. Kendrick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm great, man. If I were any better, I'd have to sit on my hands to keep from clapping.
Oh, man, don't do that, man.
Well, let me set the scene where I am, and we'll let you set the scene where you are. I'm at home here in Fort Oglethorpe, which is just 10 minutes away from the office of Norton Transport, which is in Ringgold, Georgia. I'm sitting on the back deck. We've had some storms tonight, but I think we're in the calm past the storms. I got a nice little Mark Twain box press cigar here and a little brown water in front of me. I'm at home. Now, Kendrick, tell us where you are and what you're doing.
Okay. I just stopped for my 10-hour break here in Troy, Texas, on I-35 headed northbound. My final destination will be, I'm headed up to Akron, Ohio.
Where in the hell is Troy, Texas? Give us a landmark there.
Troy, Texas is on I-35. It's just south of Waco, Texas, and north of Austin, Texas.
You know, we were talking just a few minutes ago before we got on the air. I hope to be there in Austin, Texas, to see my Bulldogs play Texas. And you're quite the football fan yourself.
I am. I'm a LSU Tiger fan and also a Dallas Cowboys fan. So I'm pretty tied in, ready, excited for football season.
I bet you are, man, with those two teams right there. And you know, you and I were talking. Those LSU fans, they're crazy.
We can be. We have some fan bases that are worse than us.
Now, I'm not saying it in a bad way. You've been down to Death Valley before. You've seen the energy.
I have. Actually, I was there 2000 when LSU played McNeese State University. I brought McNeese up, and I was parked under the stadium. The game that only lasted 5 minutes due to the storm that came through. And if you want to see something crazy, you see a 56-passenger motor coach parked underneath the stadium and 100,000 people trying to evacuate the stadium because there's thunder and lightning coming. You could almost sell seats on the bus.
Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. That is insane.
It was pretty crazy because people were warned prior, well in advance, and they waited until the lightning was like right there, and then everybody moved at once, and it was crazy.
I bet, man. You know, it's like that's one of those things you don't want to be caught in the middle of, but when you are, you certainly want to be in a safe place.
Exactly.
You're listening to Kendrick Jackson here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport, and you just heard Kendrick talking about he brought up McNeese State there to LSU. Now, Kendrick is one of our deck drivers. He's a superb deck driver. He's a trainer. We'll get into that in just a second, but you were talking about bringing up McNeese State, so that leads me to believe you operated some motor coaches, some buses of that sort?
I did. I operated motor coaches 11 years prior to starting my trucking. I started trucking around 2016, so I did motor coaches, enjoyed it. You know, just was time for a change. I met LaShondra McAdams, which is my other half now, and we were doing charter buses together, and then she started Driveaway. And I'm like, man, what are you doing Driveaway? And she started to tell me a little bit about it, and I don't know about trucks, so I decided to cross on over. So I started on the singles side in 2019, and I ran singles for probably a year or so, and then I was introduced to the decking. And you talk about life changing. The income, my income from decks to singles to decks I would say almost tripled.
Wow.
I mean, it's a little work. It's physical, but I mean, once I got trained, I mean, the training was really easy. I mean, I started in the middle of the summer, so it was the worst time. So I mean, I stuck it out. I got through the first winter. I'm like, okay, I can do this. And then probably about a year after that, I started training guys, and I've been training guys now for Norton for a little over 3 years. And I mean, I really love what I do. I mean, I love the company. I mean, Norton is really family oriented. We have great dispatchers. I mean, the ownership. I mean, the back office staff. I mean, you can't ask for a better place to be employed. I mean, you go to the office and you feel like your family, not just a number or a driver.
Man, that makes us feel good. And, you know, it sounds like it's sincere from you, and we really appreciate that. We appreciate everything you do, Kendrick, and wanted to ask you, you know, talking about the deck side there, being a trainer, and it is hard work. I mean, it's kind of brains and biceps.
Correct. I mean, when I bring guys into training, the first thing I tell them, you know, is don't look at this job and see the money. You cannot do that. You have to. I tell guys when I'm training, I want you to go home with the same body parts that you come to work with.
Amen.
I don't want to go home and tell your family, hey, so-and-so lost a leg or a thumb, and I've seen it. Guy cut his thumb off in Goshen, Indiana. Well, he didn't work for us, but you know, he's in the same industry and snapped his finger off with the hoist.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I teach safety first, you know, safety over everything, you know, and then, I mean, this job is physical, but I tell them it's not hard. If you try it my way and learn it my way, and then you'll be fine. I mean, I've been successful in it for 5 years, you know, no major incidents, you know, so, I mean, I would want to say I think I know what I'm doing most of the time.
What is Kendrick's way?
Well, Kendrick's way would be to do it the right way the first time. You know, once you learn the process of each truck is different. You know, you have the M2s, which is the cabin chassis. You have day cabs. You have sleepers. So every truck has a different component, you know, that has to be either taken apart or put back together once you're done with the undecking process. And we have a decking checklist. If you go through that decking checklist after you're done with each assignment and you've done it safely and you've done it completely, then I would consider it my way and also the Norton way.
Right. That's good to hear.
We do it right the first time. I mean, we don't want to have to come back and say, well, hey, well, you left this. Can you go back over here? No, I don't want to do the same work twice.
Gotcha. I want to back up a little bit before, prior in your career, before you got into decking, before you got into singles. Go back to those buses and those motor coaches that you were running. I'm sure you came across a cast of characters in those motor coaches.
In the motor coaches, I would have to say my most exciting one was Super Bowl in Houston, Texas. I was actually one of the drivers of the Robert Kraft's front office. I was with them for like 4 days in Houston during the Super Bowl week. I've also driven the Houston Astros for the World Series, the last World Series that they won against the Dodgers in California.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a part of that. I've done quite a bit of NBA basketball. I've came in contact with coaches like Doc Rivers, you know, had real good relationships with those guys. Charles Barkley, you know.
He's a big dude.
It's pretty interesting. Yeah. Real big dude.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, Robert Kraft's, I guess his posse, for lack of a better word, that of course with the New England Patriots. So this is the front office staff, all the bigwigs,
all the people that works in his office, secretaries. They brought everybody. We had about 5 buses with just the office staff.
What's that like as far as the level of professionalism you got to carry and the responsibility, knowing like I got a bunch of millionaires here riding in the back of my bus here?
I mean, they're really down to earth people. So if you just keep it professional, I mean, don't be asking for autographs or just, oh my God, I got these millionaires on the bus. I mean, you just have to I treated every passenger like a millionaire. When I was driving motor coaches, I don't care if you were a high school coach or a professional coach. I treated you with the same professionalism. And that was just my secret to success. I like to think I have a personality that I can just, if I meet you and we have a conversation, you'll love me.
I can say that's true because Kendrick Jackson was in the office just this week, and where we arranged and set this up for his spot on the show here. And a very, very personable guy, great personality. And how much has that personality helped you in Driveaway?
It really helps because, like I said, you can go to different places to deliver. You set the tone. You have some places where they have really, really strict delivery hours. Well, if I call over and say, hey, I'm running a couple hours behind, well, by me calling ahead and speaking nicely to them, I get a lot of, well, we'll wait for you. Or, we'll leave the gate open for you. Just, undeck it, check it in tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. No biggie. Tomorrow morning comes, I check my truck in, I'm off to my next truck. I don't still have to spend those 2 or 3 hours undecking when I've already done it that evening. And it's a lot of places to do that for you if you just call and ask them nicely and clean up your mess.
Gotcha. Now, kind of talk us through, you and I were talking about this in the office. We look at singles kind of like AA and decking like Major League Baseball. Is that a fair analogy in your mind?
Oh, yes, sir. Definitely. I started in singles, and the first day I went to Laredo to shuttle my first load, and I walked out there and I saw all these trucks decked together. I'm like, wow. I actually took a picture and I sent it to my cousin. I said, because he's a trucker, and I said, I finally made it to the big leagues. And he said, congratulations.
So had your cousin done some decking as well?
No, he's the owner operator. He actually he hauls liquid petroleum. He owns 5 trucks. So yeah, he's not in decking. He's owner operator, so he runs his own own operation. Do you guys compare war stories?
Yeah,
and he stopped going over the road. So now it's like, hey, it's time for you to come off the road. I'm like, nah, I still got some years to go. So he's been doing it almost 30 years. So he's got a long way to go.
Well, he's got a long ways to go, but
well, I have a long way to go.
Absolutely, only 46 years old. Is that right?
Correct. I'll be 47 August 28th.
All right, man. Now talk about you talked about the decking for you has been very profitable. Yeah. How have you been able to see some of the merits of your success as far as outside of trucking? Have you been able to go to some great places, buy some things you wanted, that kind of thing? How has it paid off for you?
Correct. A lot of the guys I train, they laugh at me because LaShondra and I, we vacation about 3 times a year now. We cruise at least twice a year, 7 days at a time. And also, I have 2 daughters that are in college.
Okay.
So you
need that 6 figures.
And they both have vehicles that their father pays for. So, yeah, they just put gas in it, and that's it. That pays car notes and insurance.
Well, you need that 6 figures with that.
Oh, most definitely. It's been a tremendous blessing for me, and I'm really thankful and humble for the opportunity, and I don't take it for granted. Each day I get up, and it's a blessing, and I enjoy sharing my knowledge with guys, especially when they come into training, guys have stories of, where they're coming from and where they're trying to go. And I share my story with them, where I was 5 years ago. I wasn't bad off, but I could have been better. And Norton afforded me that opportunity, and I'm thankful for it. And it landed in my hand, and I promise you I'm not going to ever let it go.
There's a lot of great things that have happened to Kendrick Jackson. You're talking about it now. There was a close call for you. We talked about this before we got on. There was a close call that happened for you.
Correct. August 25th, 2020. I had just delivered my first deck set in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I picked up a single unit, which was a concrete pump truck. And it's a little town right outside of Salt Lake City. And I was coming down to Dallas to meet my family who were evacuating from a Hurricane Laura, that hit Lake Charles, Louisiana. So all my family had evacuated up to Dallas. So my dispatcher called me and said, "Hey, I got this truck over here that's going to Dallas. Can you get it?" I'm like, "Well, that's perfect. Instead of me flying, let me just make some money going down."
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up this unit, and it's a concrete pump truck. Like I said, thing made about 60,000 pounds. And I drained all the water out of the tanks, which I think is why I'm still here. And I proceeded on the route to come down to Dallas, and I made it about 45 minutes into the trip. I went up into the mountains, and I got to the top of the mountain into the brake check area. I did my safety check. As I descended down, a light flashed across the screen, said electronic malfunction. At that point, I'm going down, and I was a runaway for 5 miles, ultimately crashing into a gift shop at the foot of the mountain.
Oh, my.
And I ended up with I call it minor injuries compared to what it could be. You know, I got a big gash in my back and a main artery cut, but I mean, I recovered. I was back to work in 4 weeks. So, I mean, I consider myself blessed, and, you know, I came back to decking, and I was a little sore for a little bit, but, you know, that's 4 years behind me now. You know, I don't take it for granted that I'm still here.
Well, hey, we're blessed that you are, man. We were very grateful for that. And what was it like, though, in that moment when you knew that things were going to get awry? What was it like in that moment?
Say your last prayers and hope that's not your last prayer. That's just where I was. I mean, I had no control. You ever been on something where you had no control and you had no idea where it was going to end? And it was like, you know, what do I do? This truck is out of control. As I'm coming to the foot of the hill, there's a building in front of me. There's a restaurant full of people to my left, and there's a gas station to my right. If I hit this building with the restaurant, I'm gonna kill a bunch of people. If I hit the gas station, I'm gonna blow up. You know, the gift shop that was right in front of me was just, I mean, I couldn't stop. So I thought about jumping out, and I'm like, nope, I'll die instantly. So it was just a lot of fast thinking and hoping that I got out of there. But thankfully, I crawled out of the front windshield of the truck once it came to rest, and I was bleeding a lot, but I mean, I made it.
That's a lot to process in that amount of time.
Less than 2 minutes.
Wow. Well, man, we're glad that it worked out for you and you walked away from that, and we're able to come back and move on to a very, very successful career here with Norton Transport. And I wanted to ask you now, you've got all the classifications. There's nothing that you can't drive. Is that right?
Exactly. I have the X endorsement. I have the biggest license that you can possess.
How much does that help you?
I mean, it helps me a lot because, I mean, at Norton, I'm at the decking. The triples and doubles is about as far as we'll go. I mean, we do have some vehicles that will move hazmat, I think, with tanks. I'm not sure, but, I mean, it'll help you. I mean, heaven forbid if one industry falls out. I mean, there's always a way that I can go and, you know, provide for the family. But, you know, prayerfully in the last 5 years, I hadn't even had to look that way, you know, thinking of doing anything else.
Let's kind of deep dive into the training aspect of what you do. I mean, obviously you said it's been very lucrative for you being a deck driver, but also being a trainer. How does that set up as far as your mindset? Okay, it's like let's say you're just doing a deck set by yourself. You got 3 or 4 behind you, or well, 2 or 3 behind you, but you know, a 3 set or a 4 set, and you're taking off from Von Ormy. How is it different when you're training someone? Is there 2 sets of thinking there?
Well, you got to connect with your trainee. I mean, and the first thing is, you know, when I'm introduced to a trainee, we'll have a phone conversation before we even meet at the yard. You know, we'll set the tone and the expectations. You know, I don't set it to where, you know, I don't want anyone coming in nervous. I try to relax the trainee when they're coming in. Hey, you know, this is a big responsibility, but I want you to respect it, but I don't want you to be scared of it. You know, a lot of guys will come in and they see this and you're intimidated by it. I mean, it's 97 feet long.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of vehicles.
It's intimidating.
And yeah, and it can position for it can, you know, it can get out of whack sometime back there if you hit a rough road. So, you know, it's I set the tone with that by relaxing them before we get to the yard. Then, you know, when you're traveling with the trainee, you monitor. I ride behind my trainees, and I monitor their driving. I mean, I'm not teaching them how to drive. I'm teaching them how to adapt. But if it's something that I see that they can do better, hey, don't snatch the wheel so much, or safety wise, just. But I also tell them I'm not here to tell you how to drive. I'm just trying to make you better at what you're doing. So, and I haven't had a bad trainee yet. And like I said, I've been doing it over 3 years, and you have to deal with it's multiple personalities. I mean, you're dealing with different types of weather, especially now. I mean, I had one trainee. We just took a load from Chillicothe, Ohio, to Laredo, Texas. Well, if you ever been to Laredo, Texas, you know at 1 o'clock in the afternoon is about 115 degrees.
It's hotter than hell there, man.
And his mistake was he came to work without any water. So I'm like, okay, I got to put this in the training pep talk. Make sure you're hydrated. Because last thing you want to do is get on the job and be dehydrated, because cramps trying to put in axles, they hurt.
Oh, I bet.
So yeah, you just have to kind of make sure the guys know things that they can't see. You have to see it for them, because they don't know. They've never done this. They don't have any clue. Just like when I came in, I used to wonder, man, how do they take those trucks apart? And it was a big mystery to me. And I'm like, so once I started, I'm like, oh, it's easy. Because now I can take a four-way apart by myself from start to finish in 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Wow. That's how you make money,
and that's
right
not
there.
rushing.
I mean,
yeah, that's not rushing. I mean, my average trip, let's just say one of our popular spots, going to Gary, Indiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave on a Monday morning about 9 o'clock. I'll get to Gary Wednesday morning. So if I'm in Gary at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning, I'm on the flight back to San Antonio by 5 p.m.
That's good money right there.
That's 3 days of work, and without any training, a Gary run pays you about $1,600 maybe, somewhere around there. So you're making that in 3 days, and if you do that twice a week, that's pretty good money.
That is good money. That's how you become a six-figure trucker here on Norton Transport.
That's it. And Norton keeps the load, let me tell you. I mean, I'm not just saying that because I work here, but I live it every day.
Now, I was going to ask you that kind of framework that you have with your trainees, where you're not like, do this, do that, do this, do that because I tell you to, but you're more, here's why you need to do this. You kind of approach it a little differently. I mean, when you're talking about it, so that they're more, I guess it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this, but it's kind of like you're forming them. You're bringing them around.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm telling you this so you can go home, like I said, with all your limbs, and you're learning, and you're providing for your family. Don't get me wrong. This job, it pays really well, really well. But in the snap of a finger, you can hurt yourself or even kill yourself. I mean, it's just that serious. I mean, but it doesn't have to be if you just pay attention.
Is that something that people pick up on? And when I say people, your trainees, do they pick up on that? Very.
On average, our training program runs, you're supposed to stay with your trainer 8 loads from start to finish. That's from the very first day you get into the time you're on your own. And my average guy can really run a deck set by themselves after 4 loads. I mean, because the first one I take them, okay, watch me do mine, then we'll do yours together. And then the next one, okay, I'm going to do mine, you go do yours, and then you call me if you need me. So we work kind of like that, and it works. It's been working for me, I show you, I work with you, and then I let you work by yourself, but I'm right here. If you get into a jam, I can answer any question and show you what you're doing wrong.
How much do guys reach out to you? I mean, like, let's say it's that, they're at that point where you're like, hey, I'm right here, call me. How much do they reach out to you? Do you have a lot of time on the phone with trainees?
After training, yeah, I get some, because like I said, every truck is different. We have so many different types of trucks. We have 114 SDs. We have the M2s, day cabs,
Cascadias.
Sleepers. Yeah, we got all kinds. And not to mention, if you go messing with Chillicothe, which is the Kenworth plant, or Stony, which is the Peterbilt plant. So every truck is different.
Mm-hmm.
So I get a lot of phone calls after training. Hey, how do I do this? You're not going to see everything in 8 loads. It's just because we maybe just be running Gary's back and forth during your training. I mean, of course, that's Z-bars. That's all 3-way Z-bars. So if we ran 5 of those while you were in training, then you didn't see much of the M2s.
Right.
So I get the guys, and if you're at 8 loads and I don't feel like you're ready, then I reach out to safety. Hey, look, I think I need to keep this guy a couple more loads, or some guys, like my last trainee, man, I mean, his name is Brian Alvarez. Brian killed it.
Oh.
I mean, his first load, he told me, I said, I'll meet you in Knoxville. I stopped at the office. I got to Knoxville. This guy was almost done with his load.
That doesn't surprise me. Brian's been one of our guests here on the Six Figure Trucker. He's a sharp tack, man. That guy's, he's on top of it.
Oh, man, that guy is awesome, man. I'm like, dude. He's like, yeah, man, but he's like, I studied it. I'm like, okay, you studied it. Well, okay. And I walked around and looked at his load, and he was on top of it. I'm like, okay.
Doesn't surprise me at all, Brian. So, Brian, he's a rock star, man.
Oh, he is, definitely. And I could see him being a trainer.
Yeah, he's got the right attitude, right outlook. We love Brian, and obviously, we're lucky. I mean, and I say that in all aspects of the meaning. We're lucky to have you, Kendrick Jackson, as one of our drivers, one of our trainers, and we're very fortunate to have you. And we love everything you do. And what do you see down the road for you? No pun intended. You're still a young man, 46 years old. Do you see yourself doing this? I mean, I wouldn't see any reason to pull away from it. You're making good money now doing it. I
got at least another 12 or 13 years under me in decking. I mean, if Lord willing, my health stays great, I'm not any, keep the injury bug away, so, that's the goal, is to try to stay in this until, I mean, I don't want to be 65 years old and decking trucks. Who knows? I may decide to come in the office at Norton.
Yeah, man, we can find a place for you. Now, speaking of coming in,
I've been kicking jokes around all week last week. They were like, "Come on, you start at 8 o'clock."
I know that's right. Now, talk about the relationship you have with Leela.
Leela is the best. She is awesome. I haven't had a bad dispatcher at Norton, but Leela has by far been over the top. I mean, if I need her, she's right there. I send her a message, hey, I need such and such. It's like I don't have to wait 2 or 3 hours. She's on it. I mean, I can go on and on about our office staff, man. I mean, I've had, Samantha, Leela, Ryan, Levi. Don't tell Levi I said that. But Carly, I've had the best, and I've had the best experience. I mean, I hear drivers fussing about dispatch. I'm like, I don't know what company you work for. Obviously, it's not Norton, because I've never had a problem with dispatch. I mean, even all the way up to ownership. I mean, when you meet Mr. Norton, Michael, those guys are. I mean, they're 100% supportive of anything you need. I feel like if I walk in the office and, hey, I need to talk to Michael, the door's open. If I need to talk to Justin, the door's open. It's not, oh, no, he's not here. You can't talk to him. It's never been that.
Yeah, that's not the way we operate. We are an open door company, and we like to address, situations head on, and that's the way we operate. And it's because of drivers like you that allows it to be, an easier path to operate that way, because, I mean, it's an open door on both sides. You guys to us guys to you. And like you said earlier, when we first started talking, it is a family, and we like to treat it like a family. And, you were talking about the relationship you have with the dispatchers. And one thing I wanted to kind of lean on to for next week, a relationship. And that is the relationship you had with LaShondra. We don't want to give it all away right now, but I mean, if you've been listening to this episode here on the Six Figure Trucker with Kendrick Jackson, you know that there's a bit of romance that has happened on the road for Kendrick. And what can you tell us, just kind of foreshadow what we're going to hear next week? We're going to talk to LaShondra, but what can you tell us to kind of lead us there?
Gotcha. I met my better half, LaShondra, back in 2018. We were driving charter buses together, so we connected, and she started with Norton before I did, and she started on the single side, and I came over and tried it, and then we branched over. I started decking a few months before she did. I started shuttling, and then she went and got her triples and doubles endorsement, and then she came over, and we've been running ever since. And put a little more twist on it, we also have a niece that runs with us, Margaret Allen.
Oh my! All right,
you didn't get that twist. So
I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes right here.
Yeah. So Margaret is our niece, and she runs with us also. So it's a pretty interesting operation when you're out there on the road undecking, and you see these women stabbing axles faster than men.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. I hear you, man.
I'm not making it up, man. These women, they'll put a 4-way down by themselves.
That's awesome. That is awesome. It's great to hear. Well, Kendrick Jackson, we appreciate you joining us here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And we're going to have your better half on next week, and she may bring up the niece as well. And before I leave you, what can you tell us about LaShondra? Now, you got to keep her away from the podcast so she doesn't hear it. But give us a little nugget that we may not know about her.
She's a sweetheart. I mean, if you meet her personality is infectious. Let me just tell you. And I mean, she's hardworking. And I'll just give you this and let you know what type of woman she is. The lady rides a Hayabusa motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
So you go figure.
Six Figure Trucker is brought to you by Norton Transport. Norton Transport is a drive-away trucking company that customers can rely on. It offers excellent independent contract driving opportunities to professional, courteous, and qualified drivers that can provide the kind of service we deliver. If you're interested in learning more about Norton or just want to subscribe to the show, check out 6-figuretrucker.com. That's 6-figuretrucker.com.